Jonathan Harker dives into his big search for Count Dracula's mysterious earth boxes, first popping in on a rather tipsy Thomas Snelling. Snelling's wife quickly tells him Jack Smollett is the one to ask, so Jonathan zips off to Walworth. And guess what? Smollett, a super reliable workman, shares the first destinations for 12 boxes from Carfax, and even gives Jonathan another clue: Sam Bloxam. Jonathan quickly arranges for Smollett to find Bloxam's address. Returning home, Jonathan sees Mina looking so pale and sad. Oh, he just knows. He has to keep her safe from all their scary, dangerous work. Jonathan Harker gets Sam Bloxam's address, and after a quick chat with Dr. Seward, he's off again. He bravely tackles tricky misspellings to find Bloxam, who, with a little convincing, reveals he transported 9 super heavy boxes all the way from Carfax to a house in Piccadilly. Bloxam even describes the old party who helped him, a strong man with a white mustache. It's clearly Count Dracula. Jonathan quickly finds the Piccadilly house, realizing it's another one of Dracula's secret hideouts, and figures out something amazing. The Count is strong enough to move those heavy boxes all by himself. Now he starts digging for clues about who owns the place. Jonathan Harker popped into the house agents, Mitchell, Sons, and Candy, eager to learn more about that mysterious Piccadilly house. But the gentleman he spoke with was quite tight-lipped at first, absolutely refusing to say who had bought it. Then Jonathan shared a secret. He was working for Lord Godalming. And just like that, the agent's whole attitude shifted, promising to check with his firm and send all the details right to Lord Godalming by mail. With a potential new friend on his side, Jonathan then zoomed off to Purfleet. Jonathan Harker returned to Purfleet, and there was Mina. She looked so pale, trying to be cheerful, but it pained him deeply as he still kept her in the dark. After gently taking Mina to bed, Jonathan joined Dr. Seward, Van Helsing, Lord Godalming, and Quincy P. Morris in the study. He began to read from his journal, sharing all his amazing discoveries about that mysterious Piccadilly house. The whole group then talked about how tricky it would be to get inside, with Quincy P. Morris pointing out the big risks of burglary in Piccadilly. So they decided to wait for Lord Godalming's letter from the house agents before they could do anything else. Dr. John Seward pays a visit to R.M. Renfield, whose moods are just wildly swinging. Renfield, feeling quite superior, starts talking about the aerial powers of the psychic faculties. Wow! And declares he doesn't want souls. I only desire life, he insists, and I have all I need. Dr. Seward tries to understand his logic, but Renfield just gets puzzled, then cunning, and finally falls into a stubborn silence. Dr. Seward leaves, truly perplexed by Renfield's strange state. Later, Renfield sends for Dr. Seward. Dr. Seward finds Renfield completely absorbed by the idea of souls. With a series of clever questions, Dr. Seward gently pushes Renfield about the heavy burden of souls, which makes Renfield quite distressed and causes a sudden loud outburst. But then, Renfield quickly apologizes, showing amazing self-control, and even thanks Dr. Seward. Dr. Seward then realizes Renfield's deep fear of being weighed down by souls and his longing for a higher life, making him suspect the direct chilling influence of Count Dracula and a brand new, terrifying scheme. Dr. Seward immediately shares his big, troubling suspicions about Renfield's link to the Count with Professor Van Helsing. Just as worried, Van Helsing asks to see Renfield right away, but as they get near Renfield's room, what a sight! They hear him singing happily and find him spreading sugar for flies, looking like he's gone back to his old, less scary self. Renfield just ignores all their questions, leaving Dr. Seward and Van Helsing totally puzzled, but absolutely determined to watch him super closely. A fascinating letter arrived for Lord Godalming from Mitchell, Sons and Candy, confirming the sale of the Piccadilly house, number 347. The firm explained that the executors of the late Mr. Archibald Winter Suffield had sold the property to a mysterious foreign nobleman, Count de Ville, who paid for it all in cash. This crucial letter, a direct response to Jonathan Harker's clever inquiry for Lord Godalming, finally revealed the purchaser's true identity, linking the Piccadilly house directly to the Count. Dr. Seward looked over Renfield's night watch, noticing a strange report from an attendant. Renfield had been restless and praying, making Dr. Seward suspect the attendant might have dozed off. Next, the whole group, Dr. Seward, Harker, Lord Godalming, Quincy P. Morris, and Van Helsing, came together to discuss their day's progress, and Harker's amazing clue about Piccadilly filled them with such significant hope. Harker, Lord Godalming, and Quincy were busy getting horses ready for whatever came next, while Van Helsing was deep in research at the British Museum, studying ancient medicine. Dr. Seward couldn't help but think about how incredibly intense their mission was, even wondering if they were all still quite sane. The group gathered again, feeling so close to finishing their big adventure. Dr. Seward wondered if Renfield's strange quietness had something to do with the mysterious Count. But then, wham! A wild, terrifying yell ripped right out of Renfield's room. An attendant burst in, breathless, to say that poor Renfield had had a terrible accident. He was found on the floor, covered in blood. Dr. Seward rushed right away to see what on earth had happened.